Alright, today we're about to absolutely destroy legs. I'm gonna be honest, I've been slacking on leg day lately. For that reason specifically, we're gonna squat heavy and then we're gonna do heavy Bulgarian split squat. For that reason alone, we're taking a heaping scoop of this pre-workout right here on top of the 8 cups of coffee we already had today. I have a problem if I'm gonna be squatting heavy. I just ate about 1,000 calories worth of food and I'm super full right now. With all the tension on my stomach from compression of the belt and all the weights loaded on my back, let's just hope we don't puke. Let's get in the car, drink this pre, and get to the gym. The absolute most important time to train is when you're feeling tired. It's when you're feeling like you don't want to go in, because the other 90% of people go to the gym every single time they feel like it and skip putting in the work on the times that they're feeling tired, lazy, and they don't feel like going. Those are the most important days that you get the most out of it. Those are the times that separate you from everyone else and make you that much better. So the next time you don't feel like going to the gym, just remember there's someone out there who's feeling way more tired, who's way more busy, they have it way harder than you, and they're doing it better than you. I was trying to like catch my breath after that set because I felt my pulse. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little scared right now. I'm trying to get that to go down. I think the pre-workout, the heavy deadlifting, and like all the coffee from earlier, and I don't know. My heartbeat is matching the same beat as the hard style right now. Wrapping up this leg day. Legs might not be the funnest thing to do. It's definitely my least favorite, probably because it's the hardest and you don't get like that good pump feeling. You don't have to do it and you don't want to do it. That's when the real discipline comes in, because you don't have to do it. So then if you don't do it, nothing bad's gonna happen, but you know that you should do it. So that's when the real discipline comes in. If you're someone who can consistently do things that you don't have to do and you don't want to do, but you know you should do, just based off of that alone, you're gonna be immediately in the top 10% of whatever you're trying to do. Okay, it's been 2 days since I did those split squats and it literally feels like I just got done running a marathon. My glutes are insanely sore right now. Every time I sit down, pain. Every time I go up the stairs, pain. Every time I walk, pain. Every time I get out of bed, pain. If I could think of any exercise in the world to make you the most sore, it would literally be exactly that. Especially if you're going to failure. But in my opinion, Bulgarian split squats is like the best exercise for legs. Like it makes you the most sore basically, but you also get the most out of it in my opinion, because you're literally hitting your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Everything above my knee is like insanely sore. This might not be technically true, but it makes sense to me, like bro science, like that means that I got a lot out of it. Also got a raging exertion headache out of it too. Supposed to be a rest day today, but then I was thinking like, what if potentially, like hypothetically speaking, what if I just hit arms instead? Also, my caffeine tolerance has gotten to a point where it's super high, where I have to have like a bunch of caffeine to actually feel the effects of caffeine. So I decided to take a caffeine tolerance break. But then something absolutely crazy happened. Realized that that wouldn't be very fun, so I decided not to do it. Okay, since we're lifting in the basement, instead of hitting arms, I'm gonna hit back, just because I can do back pretty well down here. I got lat pull downs, I got cable rows, so I got a pull down and a pullover. That's basically all you need for back, and then I'll just hit some curls for bicep. All right, we're starting this back day off with some cable rows right here, and I just got done drinking my non-stim pre-workout. It tastes pretty bad, I'm gonna be honest, but then that got me thinking about all the people who are constantly complaining about how bad pre-workout tastes, and some people literally buy pre-workout based off of the flavor, and it's like, bro, you don't take pre-workout because it tastes good. You take pre-workout for the effects of the ingredients that are in it, that are gonna help with pump, focus, energy, beta-alanine for tingles, etc. Bro, if I was gonna drink something just because it tastes good, I guess I'd have a bug juice, because apparently we're 5 years old and all we care about is the flavor. People will see that set and be like, oh my gosh, that was so much fatigue, that was way too much volume, that was way too many reps. Just 6 to 8 rep range for optimal hypertrophy. How about you freaking optimal rep range these nuts? The optimal rep range is 6 to 8 reps per set, 2 sets per exercise, for a total of 12 sets or whatever that math's out. 12 sets per week. Bro, look at that. Look what you did, bro. All the girls left. Goodness. It's okay to like fine tune all the tiny little details, but bro, if you haven't even been lifting weights for 2 years consistently, trust me, you don't gotta worry about optimizing all the tiny little rep ranges and lifting splits. You just gotta go to the gym and have fun. And then once you've made like 90% of your progress, then you can tweak things to optimize like the top 5%. But like, bro, before you're doing all that and correcting everybody's form, how about you go to the gym consistently for 2 years? Actually, it's not optimal to take it to failure because if you're lifting to failure, you're gonna cause too much fatigue. Bro, I think you could definitely benefit from lifting a little bit harder with a little more intensity because you're like 30 reps away from taking it to failure. The people who be ego lifting the most and training to failure with the most intensity, that might not be optimal, but why are they always the biggest? There's a ton of different roles that play a factor into how big you get and how much muscle development you have, but it seems like the people who ego lift the most and actually train with intensity and train to failure, somehow they turn out to be the biggest, like 9 times out of 10. All right, I'm sorry, but this lift was super mid. One bad habit on the cut that I absolutely have to quit doing, it's like if I wake up and I eat a little too many calories, but calorie count for the day's out the window, might as well eat 5,000 calories. And then I end up having to walk like 5 miles on the treadmill just to try to burn off the extra calories that I ate. It's like, I gotta quit doing that. Just wanted to talk about training to failure a little bit. I know I was yapping about it earlier and I was kind of joking, but also serious at the same time because it seems like it's a trend nowadays to way overestimate like how important fatigue is and like how much fatigue you're causing. Because like, yes, to a certain point, there is such thing as junk volume. It's basically when you've already collected all the hypertrophy coins, meaning like you've already done as much as you can to promote muscle growth in whatever specific muscle that you're training that day. And then after that point, you're just doing junk volume, which is just causing more fatigue than it is muscle growth, which is just causing more damage than good. But I think it's actually super rare to get to that point, especially like with how 90% of people train. A lot of people don't train very hard. They don't actually push themselves. They don't use heavy enough weight. And when they do use heavy enough weight, they're just swinging it around to ego lifting. But like to a certain point, like ego lifting is good if you have a good balance of like actually performing decent form. Because in my opinion, decent form with high weight is better than like super good, perfect form with low weight and you're not pushing yourself. Basically what I'm saying is people overestimate how important fatigue is and how much fatigue that they're causing because most people aren't training that hard. One reason why it's important to train to failure and train with intensity, you're gonna have more muscle fiber recruitment. Basically meaning you're gonna recruit a higher percentage of your actual muscle that's working, and that's just gonna help cause more muscle growth. And another reason why it's important to train to failure is because the whole purpose of lifting is to basically give your body a stimulus that says, I'm not strong enough, I don't have enough muscle, my muscle isn't developed enough to perform this action. We need to develop and to grow our muscle so that next time we try to perform this action, we can actually do it and we'll be strong enough. So to achieve that stimulus, you have to be pushing yourself to a point where your muscle's signaling to your brain that we can't do this and we need to grow and to develop so that next time we come back to do this, we can actually perform this task. I'm not saying that fatigue isn't like something that you completely can throw out the window and never have to worry about again. I'm just saying that if you're super worried about fatigue, it's probably not as important as you think, and it kind of seems like people are blowing it way out of proportion. And the most important thing is just finding a good balance. Everybody's different. Everyone can handle a different amount of volume, intensity, frequency. You just gotta train hard, sleep well, eat properly, and find what works best for you. But that's gonna wrap it up for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.